Hey everyone, this is Elias from Rev Media, and today we're taking a look at the 2021 F-150 XLT SuperCrew. Now, trucks nowadays have a lot of things they have to do well. They have to be a good truck, have towing capacity, have payload capacity, but they now have to be family vehicles. They have to be, comfortable. They have to have, luxuries, so to speak. And they also have to be priced well. I think we found the one. Let's go ahead and get started. We get started in the front and we can see it's a really nice front end. I do like the chrome. I do like the headlight design. I do like the kind of like in compartment or smaller sections to the headlights. So it's a nice design there. This does have fog lights as well. Again, nice big chrome bumper, nice tie down points in the front. We do have the front facing camera here on the Ford logo to help out with making sure that this big guy is parked correctly in your spot and that you don't hit anything. But yeah, it's a really nice front design. Again, I like the combination of the chrome, the black, as well as the blue. This blue has been incredible. Even my son, when the sun was hitting it, it was sparkling like a purple color, a green, blue to it. And he saw it and he goes, "Dad, that shines really nice." And he was right. It really shines in a beautiful, beautiful blue. At night, it kind of gives you a dark black kind of look to it, or yeah, just like a midnight blue to it. But it is a really nice, there's a lot of depth to that color. But yeah, overall, it really is a nice front end. Very simple, very straight to the point with this F-150. Under here though, there's a lot of fun. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we have under the hood. We get under the hood and we have the massive 5.0 liter V8 under here. It is cranking out 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. Now that is connected to the 10-speed auto and then to the 4x4 system. Now, when I started driving this truck around the block, it didn't give me the urge of really flooring it or just, letting the power out, so to speak, because it was really comfortable. And it was one of those things where it was like, okay, I just want to cruise. But when we were on the highway and I needed to pass someone and you floor it, this thing wakes up a lot. It sounds so good. That transmission shifts so well. It shifts down to really the exact gear you need it to be. And it just worked really well with the engine to deliver that power and to make it sound so good. Yeah, I was really surprised at how good the V8 sounded. I mean, like I said, V6s don't sound bad, but V8s just sound so much better. This over the EcoBoost, on sound, yes. On tunability and that kind of stuff, I do like the EcoBoost. And efficiency, yeah. But as far as the power and the sound, this guy was really good. I was really impressed with it. Eco mode, like I said, it was really quiet, calm down. Put it in sport mode and it definitely you feel the more aggressive throttle response to it. But yeah, overall this has been a really good power plant. I was surprised by it. I didn't think I was gonna like the V8 that much. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in those wheels and tires. We get down to the wheel and tire package, and we do have the 18-inch wheel, and it is wrapped in the 275/65 Michelin Primacy tire, and there's actually some chrome under here. It's a little dirty, but it is chrome. Nice design to it. We do have the 6-bolt pattern on this. Overall, good performing setup. The tires were nice and quiet, no concerns there. Not a super off-road tire because again, yeah, we can see the tread pattern is more for everyday, but it's fine. I mean, it got us through this unpaved road with no issues. The suspension feels good on the road. It does feel a little bit more truck-esque, so to speak. But surprisingly, it feels like it's better tuned for unpaved roads. yeah, it felt really comfortable and really stable in these unpaved roads. The other thing with this setup is the brakes. So the brakes do feel a little bit on the stiffer side as far as the pedal. The pedal is what feels a little bit stiffer. Funny thing is when we got here, because we do film the review technically backwards, we do the driving and then we do this. When we got to here, it actually felt really good. It felt like if the brakes were warmed up and my pedal was feeling way better. So I don't know if they maybe need to be warmed up. Either way though, it is a nice setup, comfortable, quiet, and does its job. Let's go ahead and see what we have on the side. We get over to the side and we have a pretty big truck. It is a little bit on the bigger side. Couple of things. Well, first, the Antimatter Blue. This thing looks so nice. Right now from this angle, the sun is hitting it in a nice spot where you can see a lot of that sparkle. Hopefully it translates to the camera itself, but it does look really good. And we get started in the front and we do have a little bit of that headlight peeking out there. Nice little design. We do have nice badging here, F-150 XLT. I don't know, that looks like it's a functional vent. It might actually be. I don't see any light or anything to tell me otherwise, but yeah, nice little design there. We have the big wheels and tires, nice setup there. We do have a side step, which is good. Always easy to get into the truck. Makes it easy for, you know, older people that are wanting a truck but needing some luxury, so to speak. Or if you got little ones, it's easy for them to climb in. But yeah, we have two big doors in the front, and then we have the bed in the back. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the key fob. So we are going to do the keyless entry, and when I go ahead and put my hand on, it goes ahead and unlocks. So I can go ahead and open this up and I'm good to go. I can go ahead and close, lock this up so it's nice and locked, and let's see if that works in the back. It does not. So you do have to kind of have it sense there, and then you can go ahead and open. So yeah, just tell the kiddo, hey, touch the front and then go to the back. If your hands are full, of course. But yeah, we do have that, and I like it. I like the shape and size of the side profile of the F-150. Well, let's go ahead and see what we have in the back. We get to the back and we have a typical truck bed, but it's a little bit more than that. Let's take a look at a couple of design cues first. And we do have the taillights. They're a little bit more on the basic side, nothing too much, you know, design-wise that really intrigues me or attracts me. We do have a nice big chrome bumper. We do have our towing point there where we have the different hookups for trailers right in there, which again, you can put this truck to work, really. And we do have the exhaust tip that is going on the other side. It is nice and chrome. It sounds really good. It really does. But a couple of things with this tailgate, I do like the design. I do like the kind of like spoiler almost. It's not really a spoiler, but it comes out a little bit, which is a nice little design cue. Zone lighting. So this does have zone lighting. Funny, we are discussing zone lighting because one of my buddies, Tim, go ahead and follow him on his YouTube channel. He actually started doing some tests of pickup trucks at night, and I was starting to wonder, wouldn't this be cool if I can drive this at night and have the zone lighting on? Obviously, there's, you know, rules and laws and that kind of situation with that, but if you give me an off-road mode where, just like you do with the Raptor, where you go to off-road mode for the exhaust, which I would say probably exceeds some laws regarding decibel volume, but at least give me that. So if you are a farmer, if you are in construction, if you are, gosh, what else? Or just, you know, out in the open area that aren't the roads, you are able to turn those on. Would be nice so that you can visually see where you're going. For me, my practical use was backing up. So it would be nice that I have a little bit more light to see the garage door and make sure that I don't hit it using the backup camera, which is right there as well. So it would be cool. Again, lawyers, yes, I know, put the disclaimer, off-road use only kind of thing, but it would be cool to be able to use that, and not only when it's stopped, but when it's stopped, it's really good. It shines bright, it looks great. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the key fob. So I do have the button that I can press twice, and it will drop the tailgate. So drop the tailgate. We do have a nice tailgate here. We do have rulers in inches and centimeters on top here. It's kind of a plastic area. You can put your cup here or your tape measure. Nice little size there. But yeah, it's a nice tailgate here. And we have the Ford Tough Bed liner in there. We have tie down points, lighting in the back, and we have power source there. Now with the tailgate though, to get in, you do have this step, which I really like from Ford. A couple of things, and again, it's very easy to set up. I like the fact that this is sprung, so to speak, or it has a spring, because it's easier for you to kind of make sure you're on it. So nice little touch. And then we have the stick that we can go ahead and grab. Very easy to just kind of put away. You do that, and you're gonna go ahead and do that, and yeah, we're good to go. You also have a place here for a clamp if you want to clamp something down, and the only thing though is the tailgate does not go up like we did in the Raptor video, but you are able to bring it up with one hand, fairly easy. It's a little bit on the heavier side. There are other tailgates that I've been able to literally raise up with one finger, but it's sturdier. So we have that. Now let's go ahead and go back to the key fob, and we will go ahead and press the 2 times little circle, and we fired up the V8. Yeah, that V8 sounds really good. Let's go ahead and go for a ride because it's a little on the windy and cold right now. We get inside of the F-150, and this is really nice. It's a very simple but effective pickup truck. It really is, and inside really communicates that. So we get started on the door, and this is one of the things, if you've seen any of my videos from F-150s, I do like the door, how it kind of has this little dip here, and that makes things easier for visibility. The mirror can be placed a little bit lower. It doesn't have to be placed up high, and then, you know, be in the way of a blind spot or create a blind spot in that case. So I do like the fact that we have that there at a lower place, because it does help with a lot more visibility. And the door materials itself are nice. No complaints there, really. We do have this kind of like, I don't know, it's it's a plastic, it's I don't know, but it has a cool kind of like zebra kind of effect to it, so it is a nice touch there. And armrest is nice and comfortable. You know, your controls are actually really well placed, so that where your armrest, you're able to, you know, bring up the windows and down with no issues. And we get to the seats, and the seats are really nice as well. They're kind of like this denim kind of look to them. They are really comfortable. One of the things, if you take a look here, this little area seems to bulge a little bit more, and I thought, oh man, this is gonna be a pain, you know, a pain in the back, literally, but it really wasn't. It was extremely comfortable. In fact, I liked the fact that it had that additional cushion, because it made my, you know, it supported my back and let me, you know, really sit upright correctly and comfortably. So I really liked this little area here. So yeah, I was really surprised by it. You know, the seat itself is nice and big, comfortable, no issues there, nice and plush. We do have the power adjustability on this as well, which let me really get to my comfortable spot. Then we get to the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is big and Ford F-150. Yeah, it's a big steering wheel. It's comfortable. It's, you know, the leather material is, I would say, mid-grade. It's not super cheap. It's not super high end, but it definitely gives you a nice feel to it. And the stitching is nice. The stitching definitely is nice. The controls in the front are nice and big, easy to get to. I do like the volume control and the next track buttons being down here, the cruise control options here, and your menus on here. We do have the shifter on the column, so column shifter on this one, which is good. I mean, it actually frees up a little bit down here, which we'll definitely get into. But yeah, it's definitely a nice touch to the wheel itself. Now we get to the gauge cluster, and this gauge cluster, again, we're talking a little bit more simplicity. We are dealing with two big analog gauges. We do have the tachometer and the speedometer as analog gauges. We do have the display in the middle, which is nice. Honestly, I didn't miss having a bigger display and getting rid of those, those analog gauges. So it's not really that big of an issue. The only thing is, I don't know, but the faces themselves just look kind of bland because they are bland. The faces really are just a big round black with white lettering on it. Nothing spectacular. On the left side though, we do have our gear selection, so it does show you what gear you're in, which is nice, to kind of see what gear you're always in. So it's not one of those where it's like just shows drive or that you're in drive mode. It does have that gear on there. Good little touch. But yeah, I mean, in the middle, you can choose all these different views that you have for your truck. And we have the top little gauges as well, which is a nice touch. I do like that because you do get the option, when you're towing or just want to keep an eye on your gauges and make sure that the truck is running optimal. But yeah, definitely a nice little gauge cluster right in there. We get to the infotainment system and we have a really big screen. Yeah, we're talking big. And it's clear. That's a really nice touch to it. We do have the Sync 4 system with the wireless Apple CarPlay in this. So it is a nice little touch to this. It works well. I haven't had any issues. I do like the Sync 4 system. And we do have the split view right now. So on the right side, which I really love, you have the option of changing just different things. Right now we're in fuel economy, but eco behavior, if you want to make sure that you're behaving with your right foot. We have power onboard, zone lighting, which I really like, and you can put Apple CarPlay as well there, which I like. You're probably thinking, well, why do I want it there when I have it here? Well, in case I want to go ahead and have my maps and I am making sure that where I'm headed is, it gives me the directions here on my Apple Maps, but I have my music here, which I can go ahead and change. My passenger can change, or I can change obviously on my steering wheel. So I do like that split view there. The other thing I really like about this infotainment system area is we have a hard button for the camera. And right now we're moving, but yeah, I do like hard buttons for cameras. It is such a huge thing because when you're trying to park a big truck, and if you're not used to parking a big truck, or for safety reasons, obviously, it's always nice to be able to recall that when you're parking or when you're leaving a parking spot. It's nice to have that, again, because you are able to just kind of, let me see if we're stopped here, and we are able to bring up the camera. We have different views for the system, so it is a nice option. I do like this. And we have the bed cam, which my kiddo was having some fun in, but overall I really like the fact that we have that hard button there. Now we go ahead and come down here. We have some basic radio controls. No issues there. Very simple. Obviously your volume, 99% of the times I was using the steering wheel anyways, but you do have that option there. The AC controls have been really nice, really simple, very straight to the point. I do like the fan speed option, which is really nice. It has a good clunk to it, so definitely a favorite of mine. Left of the infotainment system, we do have the Pro Trailer, and the Pro Trailer makes us trailering rookies makes it easy for us. So it basically, you're able to turn it to where you want the trailer to go, and the truck will go that way. So this is your steering wheel essentially when you're using the Pro Trailer option. So nice little touch there. And we come down here, we have a trailer brake as well, which definitely helps out with, when you have a larger trailer. And we come down here and we have the drive modes. So we are able to switch the different modes and also switch your drivetrain, whether you're on 2 high, 4 high, or 4 low. So nice little touch there. Again, I was probably in normal 99% of the time. I did switch it over to the eco mode, and I do like the color of the eco mode. So you do get some cool animations, very nature like animation depending on what mode you're in. But I do like the green. The green was a nice little touch, kind of easier on my eyes than the blue. We come down here to the charging area, and this one does not have a wireless charger. There is wireless charger options, but honestly, the USB there, it has a little like phone holder in there, which is nice. There's tons of space in there. I had no issues. Again, it has wireless Apple CarPlay, so if you don't need to charge, you don't have to have it there. But yeah, it's a nice little touch. You got it right there. We come back here, and where you would normally get the shifter on other F-150s, we don't, because we have the column shifter. We have a big opening here, which makes it nice. Makes it nice for me to go ahead and just, have the my mic pack in there. But you can definitely put a good amount. You can put your phone there. You can put a good amount of things in here. And we come over to the right of that, and we have the little slit. You are able to also put your phone vertically in there. Nice fit to that. Cup holders, nice and big, no complaints there. Definitely can hold big size cups. We get to the armrest, and the armrest, when you go ahead and open it up, there is a massive amount of space in this guy. It's super comfortable as well. I do like the feel of it. I like the positioning of it. No complaints there. My also favorite thing about this is I can go ahead and push this down, and I have a big working station. So when I set these cameras up, it made it easy because I can just pull this down or forward, and I am able to have a big flat work surface. And I can set up my cameras, then go ahead and put them there. I do like the fact that we have the column shifter here, because it does give me the function of this, and I don't have to be basically stopped and put that shifter down. So it is always available to me. So that definitely was a nice touch to the F-150, or this one specifically because of the column shifter. We get to the back, and the back has a ton of space. There is a ton of space in the back, and my kiddo has a seat back there. No issues, with space, no complaints, no kicking my wife's back, the back of my wife's seat. So no issues there. Very comfortable seats, some space back there if you want to go ahead and store more items. So yeah, definitely a nice little touch to that. Now let's talk performance. We're dealing with the 5.0 liter V8 cranking out 400 horsepower and 410 pound-feet of torque. It is going through the 10-speed auto and then through the 4x4 system from Ford. This has been really good. My favorite thing about this engine is the sound. This thing sounds so good. If you're quiet, if you're just an eco, or you're being eco yourself, so to speak, it is nice and quiet. But when you floor it, yeah, it's got a good throaty sound to it. I was really impressed. I thought, okay, big V8, it's gonna be tamed, as far as like the sound, because it's more on. Sometimes things can be too quiet. But when I really hammered this the first time to pass someone, I was like, whoa! I was really taken by surprise because of the sound. And I was surprised that it did have sound, but it does sound great. And the other thing as well, that transmission is really good. It shifts down really fast, surprisingly, because you could see it go, literally, I've been in 10th or 9th gear, and it goes down to 3rd or even 2nd gear if it needs to. So I was definitely surprised at how good it was to get that power, those gears down, to get that power out, basically. And I mean, the ride has been really nice. It does, I mean, it is a bigger truck. It's gonna ride like a truck, but it hasn't been too bad on the roads. You know, here we're in a little bit of paved roads, but they're not in the best conditions, and it's been really comfortable. No issues there. You know, the suspension, no problem. We're gonna go on some unpaved roads so that we can kind of test that out and see how that goes. The one thing though with this is the brakes. And it's not really the brakes themselves, it's the pedal. The pedal feels a little heavier. Not as heavy as GM trucks. So GMC and Chevy trucks that I've driven, that is like leg day every day you drive that truck for the brake pedal. So this is a little bit, I would say this is in between a Ram, which has a little bit of it still has a firm feel, but it's comfortable, and you know, it's bearable. The GM stuff can be, again, can be a little on the tougher side because you're really having to put force, but this is really good. I mean, the brakes feel good. Again, you just need a little bit more force than you maybe would normally do on a truck, which is weird because the Raptor, I mean, I guess we have bigger wheels and tires and different setups, but the other F-150 that I drove definitely felt different when it came to the brakes. But yeah, this was a little bit, you know, needing to be a little bit stronger. But the transmission is smooth, no issues there. I do like the fact that you have 10 gears. I know you're probably thinking, wow, that's a lot. But, you know, when you're towing, it's nice that you have all those in-between gear options and it's not hanging a gear or anything like that. So, nice little touch. And again, that sound, it's just so good. And it's no slouch either. It can really kind of get it going. Well, let's go ahead and hit some unpaved roads. Now we're gonna go ahead and hit some unpaved roads and see how the suspension does. So I'll go ahead and switch this over to, let's see, what would probably be best for this? I would say maybe not slippery. Let's do mud ruts. That'll probably be the best option. It did switch us to 4 high, which was what I would have normally selected as well if it didn't have anything that I felt was fairly good for the kind of road. Now we're hitting these bumps here while the truck is turned, and it feels good. I mean, it doesn't feel like I'm losing control of it, because sometimes with these kind of little bumps, you know, you can feel the tires not really on the ground. But with this, it's really comfortable. No issues there. And yeah, definitely the V8 is there to to get the power down with no issues. And yeah, actually the brakes I feel like they're performing better now. I wonder if maybe we just need to warm them up a bit, because I haven't, when I've driven this truck, I haven't really pushed it as much as maybe I'm pushing it right now in the review. And yeah, the pedal feels a little bit better, a lot more comfortable. But yeah, we definitely get the power down. And like I said, the suspension is working really good. No issues there, no complaints. And now we get to the gravel part of things. Yeah, I think the pedal just needs to, or the brakes need to warm up a little bit to give you a better feel to it. This is definitely what I felt more in the Raptor or in those other F-150s. I wonder if it might just be this specific one, or it might be this specific model has maybe different brakes. Whatever the case is, it definitely is feeling a comfortable ride, especially again in these bumpy, unpaved roads. So if you got to drive them, it's safe to say you'll be comfortable and safe, really, because again, sometimes with these kind of roads it can be a little tricky, especially with getting the trucks stopped. Well guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review of the Ford F-150, and remember, find the right gear. See ya.